People, when they talk about Newton's first law, everyone's like, oh yeah, I know what that is. But how well do you really know it? Newton's first law is objects will do what they are already doing until acted upon by an unbalanced force. Now, before we start talking about that, we need to talk about forces. What exactly is a force? A force is a vector quantity, which means it has both direction and magnitude. There's a push force and a pull force. Think about it. If I'm pushing this chair, it's a push force. If I'm pulling it, it's a pull force. Something like a kick, for example, is a push force. Or even friction is a push. Air resistance is a push. However, something like gravity is a pull. Magnetic forces or elastic forces are all pulls. And we see them every day all around us. And forces always cause a change in motion. There are 5 changes in motions that force produces. 1 is starting to move from rest. 2 is stopping. 3 is getting faster. 4 is getting slower. And 5 is turning or changing direction. Forces are measured in newtons, or N. So negative 20 newtons or positive 20 newtons, for example. Now, where we get back to Newton's first law is if an object is sitting, such as this chair right here, it is sitting at rest. And it will continue to sit at rest until something, an unbalanced force, acts upon it. So if I push it forward, that's an unbalanced force. And what an unbalanced force is if the net forces of everything surrounding are 0, the forces are balanced. And the object will continue doing what it is already doing. But if the net force does not equal 0, the force is not balanced. So, if you're on a level plane and there's a block on it, if there's 20 newtons of force going this way and 20 newtons of force going this way, the forces are equal. They're balanced. So the object will keep resting. But if there's a platform, there's a block, and there's 20 newtons this way, and this way there's 10 newtons, the forces do not equal 0, so there's an unbalanced force acting this way. And if an object is moving, say, at a velocity of 10 meters a second this way, if a force pushes it this way, it'll slow it down. It won't stop. It'll slow it down. It'll go down to 9 meters a second, then 8, then 7. It'll slowly slow down, and then it'll reach 0, and it'll turn the other way. It'll go back. So it doesn't just stop. It turns around. Also, friction is definitely a type of unbalanced force sometimes. So, if I were to push this chair in a frictionless ground, it would just keep going and going and going until acted upon by an unbalanced force. But because of friction, if I push the chair, it stops because the friction of the carpet and the chair's wheels cause it to slow down and stop.